Somebody once told me about a 2000s smash hit you might have heard of. Ogres?
Check.
Adult jokes?
Check.
$200 million franchise?
Also check.
My name's Kenzie Baccarella.
And I'm Andrew Lewis. Today we are discussing the iconic lean green rat-eating machine that is Shrek.
That is so fetch.
I volunteer as tribute.
Where is my super suit? This is Sparta!
A princess? Shut up!
I will find you and I will kill you.
You got into Harvard Law?
What, like it's hard?
Happy St. Patty's Day.
Happy St. Patrick's Day. I think I'm the only one who got the memo because I'm the only one wearing green.
You know, sometimes
You're in white and black right now.
I'm not like other girls.
You don't have the headbands with the shamrocks and shit on it.
I don't feel like going to Dollar Tree and wasting my money for a day that nobody else cares about.
Yeah,
I'm
but it's
as
a dollar.
Irish as the next Caucasian girl next to me, but I swear to God, I really don't care.
I don't know. I fuck with St. Patrick's Day. A couple years ago, I was the cover photo for the Dayton newspaper for St. Patrick's Day, and did you not know that?
No.
Oh my gosh,
celebrity.
it is the greatest picture taken of me. I'm just walking around with my shamrock like underwear on top of my gray sweatpants with a box of Lucky Charms in my hand, and it was the great. Oh, and I had clout glasses on. The clout glasses, you remember those?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's a great picture of me.
You're aggressively festive on St. Patty's Day.
I was also aggressively drunk that day.
Well, I'm happy that you're so enthused about green because that's basically the whole theme of our topic today.
I was about to say Shrek, green, St. Patty's Day, green, sort of just like we're on top of our shit.
We didn't plan this.
We sort of did.
I didn't plan the green part, but
That's fair. Yeah, obviously you're not wearing green.
yeah. So today's topic. So sometimes we do the lists. Sometimes we talk about other stuff. We also like to specifically talk about movies or TV shows from the 2000s.
Yeah, and like movie franchises and stuff.
Yeah, so like we just like to talk about everything that made our childhood wacky and wonderful.
And over this spring break, I went to Nashville with my buddies and we watched Shrek on Netflix the one night just because we threw it on, and I forgot how fucking funny that movie was.
I can't believe you forgot that because I've never forgotten how funny it was.
I remember it being like, okay, this is an iconic ass movie, like Donkey and the Dragon together, like absolutely iconic. But so many jokes, like every single line is a joke.
Oh yeah,
It's so funny.
whoever was writing it knew exactly what they were doing.
Yeah, and like Mike Myers just being on his shit. Mike Myers and Eddie Murphy, power couple.
So today we're going to talk about the two movies because
Yes,
they were our favorite
the
movies.
first two.
That's not to dig on all the other movies. 'Cause
They're
some-
okay.
They're
okay.
You know, like some people like whatever they like, but we're just always going to stand by that the first two are the best two.
I was about to say, get the fuck out of here, Rumpelstiltskin.
Fifi the duck has a close place in my heart.
It's a goose, not a duck.
Okay, not that close, not that close. But especially, you know, we can't forget that these movies have iconic soundtracks.
Oh my gosh,
They
this
have-
this pretty much made the band Smash Mouth, right?
Oh my God, yeah.
Like that. This made their whole.
I remember as a kid
Career.
walking around singing the Smash Mouth songs because I
Yes.
heard them on Shrek, and
Yeah,
I made sure to memorize all the lines.
Like, I really don't think they would have been anything without this movie.
Oh yeah, I mean the soundtrack's iconic. You also have
Absolutely.
the cast.
Oh my gosh, Eddie Murphy, Cameron Diaz, Mike Myers.
Oh my God.
And then in the second one, you got Julie Andrews. Oh my gosh, are you kidding me?
I don't. You know, if I become a famous actor one day, knock on wood, bless my heart, hope to die. I just want to be in shitty ass animated movies. Let's talk about the first one.
Okay,
So it came out in 2001.
I can't. That's wild because I was born in 2000, so like I can't believe my parents like showed me this movie. Like they like I was like
It
4
probably
watching
took-
this movie.
Yeah, it probably took a few years. You're not watching it like as an infant.
No, I
with
know,
it
but
at the
I was like
cradle.
4 watching this movie, and there's so many sexual jokes.
I mean, your parents, like, that's what they do is they'll put things specifically for parents in the show so that
Yeah,
parents
so
want to
then
watch it too.
it's enjoyable for the parents.
yeah, it's fun for everyone.
Yeah, but like I just can't believe that like I can't believe this is a classic for our generation.
It's huge.
It's huge. Oh my
It's
god,
gotten
people
so
love this
big.
movie. People love this franchise.
It's almost a cult classic now.
It's
huge.
definitely a cult
I mean,
classic.
like McDonald's did shit for
Yep,
it.
yep.
Every other, like, I remember being a kid and I had like the Play-Doh set where like you put Shrek's like teeth and you're
I did
fixing.
not have to play.
Oh,
this
I was
set.
lonely, but like if you like it was everywhere, and it still is. It's still huge today.
Yeah, so going into the first movie, one of the best ones. Okay, so first of all, the character Lord Farquaad.
Oh,
Okay, so
bumper bangs for days.
I already told you about this. I had a gym teacher who looked exactly like Lord Farquaad.
I mean, didn't we all?
Her name was Miss Yetzi. It was a woman, and she looked like Lord Farquaad.
I love that they made him short.
Oh yeah. Do you remember when he got off the horse when he went to go get him, and they had the fake legs on the horse?
And
That
Fiona's
shit
like,
had
oh,
me
he's
on-
just a normal dude. Like, maybe we can fix the haircut. And he just, like, gets on his little step stool like I
That
do.
shit had me on the floor laughing. I was like, well, I did have a couple drinks in me, but I was still like, this shit is so funny. Like, they had fake legs on the horse because this dude had such a Napoleon complex.
I know. I remember, like, watching the behind the scenes and, like, reading about it. Apparently, everybody that made that movie had a boss that they really didn't like in the studio.
Okay.
And Lord Farquaad is a play on words for fuckwad. And they modeled
How
it
did I never catch that?
modeled it after their boss that they hated.
No.
Yes.
Well, did the boss know it was about him?
I don't fucking maybe now because the story's out, but that was
shit's
yeah,
hilarious.
it's Lord Farquaad.
I can't believe I never put those like two and two together.
I was watching this movie recently because, you know, for research, like making
Oh,
sure I'm
yeah.
up to date. And I was watching it and I was like, holy shit, I didn't get half these jokes as a
Oh
kid.
my god, so funny.
There's so much.
We can't even like talk about every single sexual innuendo
We'd
joke
be here for
because
days.
we'd be here for days.
Ugh.
This would be a 4-hour podcast episode.
It would just be a marathon of
Yeah,
Shrek.
but Lord Farquaad's interrogation scene of Gingy.
Gingy.
Do you know where the Muffin Man? The Muffin Man.
Do you
The one that lives on Cherry Lane.
And he's like, yes, she's married to the Muffin Man. The Muffin Man. The Muffin Man! Like, just... What a great way to incorporate. He's taking off his legs, for God's sakes, dipping them in milk. Waterboarded, more like milk-boarded. Milk-boarded.
Where are the others?
No, I just can't get over how good this movie is. I really can't. It's so funny. And, like, the character that puts it over the top for me is easily Donkey.
Oh, yeah.
Easily.
I mean,
Eddie
there's
Murphy.
great-
This might be Eddie Murphy's best role. Like, arguably, it's up there.
I mean, he's definitely making a lot of money from it.
Oh, yeah.
So is it the best? We can't say. But is he getting the checks?
I don't know. I think best animated.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure animated.
For sure animated.
And his, like, the chemistry he has with Mike Myers, who plays Shrek,
Yeah,
who
yeah.
we know that I have an affinity for his humor.
Hat.
Triggered. Like, we know that he just works really well together, and they kept him throughout the whole movie series.
I just think Mike Myers works well with most people.
Most funny people.
Yeah, I was about to say, he just
I don't know
seems
if
like
you
a
can
really
take him
funny guy.
seriously, yeah.
Like, I also think him and Eddie Murphy were on SNL at the same time, right? So that probably helped with the chemistry.
Yeah, I loved it. I love Shrek and Donkey, their banter together.
Incredible.
I loved it. There's so many scenes.
That's like what I strive for in a friendship.
And when he was like, not everybody loves onions, but you know what everybody loves? Cake. Everybody loves cake. I was losing my mind.
Like, yeah, you're right. Everybody do
And
love cake.
And the Shrek's like, no, we're not like cake. And he's like, you know what else people love that's got layers? Parfaits.
Parfaits.
Everybody loves parfaits.
It's just so funny.
I really want to know how much of the script was written and like said as it was written or ad-libbed.
Yeah, that's actually a a good question.
Mhm.
Probably a decent amount was ad-libbed.
I would say-
especially with Donkey's character.
Yeah, I mean, you can't have Eddie Murphy and not let him just kind
Like,
of
it
riff.
was also... they were going for banter, and that's what you do. It's just a conversation.
From the
usually.
moment they met, there was all the banter.
Yeah, I was about to say, they probably recorded
Look
the
at
first
me.
time they
What
met.
day am I? And he's like, really tall?
But Donkey in general, best character. Honestly, one of my probably top 10 favorite characters of all time. I love Donkey. When he goes, and in the morning, we're making waffles.
The fact that he just wanted a friend the whole time.
it's
and
so
then he's
cute.
singing, and the Shrek's like, no. Like,
Yep.
because you gotta have friends. I love the scene when Shrek is like, oh, can you go find, like, it was Fiona or Shrek, and they're like, oh, can you go find these just so that, like, Shrek could get an arrow pulled out of his ass?
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're like,
Yeah.
okay, go find these blue flowers with red thorns. And he's like, okay, got it. Blue flowers with thorns, blue flowers with thorns. It'd be so much easier if I wasn't colorblind. I was losing my mind because as a kid, I was like,
Honestly,
why can't he find these fucking
That
flowers?
was definitely an ad-libbed line.
Absolutely.
Eddie Murphy was probably like, this shit's probably funny as shit. If I'm colorblind, this makes it 1,000
The poor
times better.
animators are just sitting there being like, what's the script? We're following the script.
Yeah.
We're like, we just nixed the script. Don't even follow it. Just listen to what we got.
Just delete it all.
Delete
Shred it.
Any work you've done previously, nix
Shred
it.
it. Get it out.
We don't need it.
No, and then when Princess Fiona like turns into the ogre and Donkey comes into like the little church castle thing they got when they're
It was
hiding
like
out.
a bad house.
Yeah, and he freaks out because he's like, "You ate the princess!" And he's like, "Fiona, I'm getting you out!" And he's yelling at her stomach, and I'm like, "Donkey, what are you talking about?"
Oh my god, you ate the princess!
When he was like, it was something you ate that made you like this. And she's like, no, like it's legit a curse.
It was so funny.
It was amazing. I think like the fact that all of them, like Cameron Diaz, Mike Myers, Eddie Murphy, they just work really well together. I love Princess Fiona as a character.
Yeah,
I feel like most people do too.
she was much better, in my opinion, much better looking as an ogre.
It fit her features more. I mean,
Yeah.
to be frank, the animation of human beings in Shrek
Yeah.
throughout all
We'll
the
talk
seasons
about
is
it.
kind of
We'll talk about it in a little bit. In the second
Mhm.
one, when Shrek turns into a human, shit's pretty weird.
Yeah, things got a little wonky. I was like, they
Yeah.
definitely were like, okay, we're gonna specialize in ogre animation, and then like humans are just like these weird pasty little ghost clay images that like we're not paying attention
Ghost
to.
clay images.
But I liked it. I love her scene, and I know you did too. When cause she's a badass.
Oh my god,
She's doing like.
she had like a Matrix type
Yeah,
shit.
when she was fighting the Robin Hood people, and it just a pause, and she fixes her hair, and then like double kicks two
Yeah,
fuckers.
she jumps up
Mhm.
and then she like kicks both of her legs out. She like pauses midair, fixes her hair, and then kicks the fuck out of them.
I loved her, like her fight and her energy. I was like, I can see why Shaq would be like, damn,
Damn girl.
damn, you little feisty.
And then when Shrek first rescues her from the castle,
Mhm.
and she is like,
token of my
she's-
gratitude.
she's supposed to be like asleep in the bed waiting for him,
Mhm.
and then he walks in and turns her back or turns his back, and she like gets all pretty and like she puts on makeup and stuff, and then she lies in the bed, and then he just picks her up and walks.
I loved it. I loved it. He's like, take this as a token of regret. It's a handkerchief, and he just wipes his whole face with it, and he's like, thanks, and she's like,
And then on top of that, we didn't even start talking about the dragon yet,
no,
dude.
donkey and dragon.
Big ass lashes.
The dragon when it was like, oh, you're a girl dragon. Of course
you
are.
are.
I was like, damn, Donkey's got like
Donkey's trying to get it,
Donkey tried to get, and then he did get it.
and then he did get it. He has little donkey babies.
Some of the creativity they took with this sketch, like I know that we both love the magic mirror dating scene.
Yep.
Where like they bring the mirror and he's like,
Just the magic mirror in general.
oh my god,
He's so funny.
it's so fun. It's because
Just
they,
a little floating head mask
yeah,
thing.
because it's
Yeah.
like this medieval world.
It's like Ryan Seacrest.
Yeah, that's probably what they.
I
based
actually
it on.
think it might be Ryan Seacrest who voices it. Or at least in the second one.
Just somebody really fancy, just famous. But like they took medieval times and then added the fucking Bachelor to it.
So
Like what's
funny.
behind door number 1? And their description of like she likes pina coladas and getting caught in the rain. Like so many. And then like, oh, I was watching it and I love the little henchman that Lord Farquaad has, like the dumb one. And
Yeah.
they're like, pick 3, my lord. And he's like holding 2 fingers. Because they're all like, pick this. And he picks the hardest fucking one.
This movie just has, it's like a mockumentary sort of like a bunch of different fairy tales.
Yeah, they just took everything that people love from
Every
like
single
modern
fairy tale.
TV
Yeah.
and all that stuff. Yeah,
And made it like medieval fairy tale-esque.
Shrek was breaking boundaries before any social movement was.
It really was. Ogres have feelings too. Really, it's interesting though because this movie it's based off of a short story like book that was written in 1990 or 1991, and it was quickly turned into a movie. Like 10 years, that's really quick to be turned into a movie. The Shrek and Fiona's romance is
It's weird.
It's really fucking
It's weird, but it also kind of makes sense. But like as a kid, I was like, I don't know how I feel about this.
yeah, exactly. Like when Shrek got the picked up a frog and blew it up and made it a balloon. Yes. That shit had me on the floor.
When she matches him and then just takes
with
the
the snake
and just CPRs the shit out of this fucking snake and balloon
She's French
animals
kissing
it.
the snake.
I was so worried for her. I was like, where are these fangs?
Yeah,
Like,
she would have been bad.
Like, it was just chilling. Do you remember the bird scene?
The bird scene.
Where, okay, Fiona is like, she's woken up in the morning after having a little hissy fit, and she's looking for eggs to make breakfast, and she's like, and like the bird's like, and like doing a sing, and she gets in a fucking competition, and the bird explodes.
Yeah, because it's too high a note, right?
It's too high, and then she just takes the eggs. Like, who did
She's
this?
a badass.
She was.
She knows how to survive.
She got pipes and she got kicks.
And she got her eggs.
And she Shrek 2 played on a lot of like the same themes as Shrek 1.
Arguably better.
I love Shrek 2.
I love the second one. I think
love it.
I also have seen it more often because it's like, I guess, the newer one. Like, it's 2004, so I was 4. So
3 years of difference in animation.
Yeah, exactly.
And all that.
So I really liked this movie. I thought it was really funny with the play on Hollywood and the far, far away land.
Far, far away. They also brought in like so many human characters. Like every new batch of people they're bringing in, I'm like, okay, but there's a huge fucking cast of
Another
characters.
star-studded cast. Like I said, Julie Andrews is in this. They got fucking Julie Andrews.
Antonio Banderas
as Puss in Boots.
Look at this. I mean, the fact of Far, Far Away is my favorite concept of like they literally had like the off-brand Starbucks in the corner as they're driving by. Like they played all this, like they got the palm trees.
Yep, they had the palm trees and Sunset
in.
Boulevard.
Yeah, like they had like it was.
They had
so
they had the
clever.
Hollywood sign, the Far, Far Away land sign.
Like as a kid, I was not picking up, but now as an adult,
no,
I'm like,
you
this
see it
is
and you're
smart
like,
as
this is
hell.
hilarious.
Yeah, somebody in the writers' room was like, kids ain't gonna pick this up, but wait for them to be return customers in 5 years. We got them. 10 when they are going to Far, Far Away in the onion carriage, which is a play on Cinderella with the pumpkin carriage.
Yeah.
And they're like, it's Donkey. So I don't know how you don't remember this, but he was talking. He's like, are we there yet? And they're like, no. Are we there yet? No. And he's just like annoying them. And Shrek is like, find a way to entertain yourself. And he goes, okay. Sits silence. And he goes,
yeah, I do remember that.
and he's just making just slowly making worse and worse.
I
And then
can't do
Shrek
that noise.
fucking the parents, I was also like, you have to
Fiona's parents,
yeah,
right?
Fiona's
Yeah.
parents, the king, queen of Far, Far Away. I thought they were very relatable as parents. Like they had some really good scenes of like everything they were doing. I was like, I can see my parents doing this in the future.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
is that our daughter?
Because I'm pretty sure it was a surprise when they got there, right? The mom and dad
they
weren't
thought
expecting
that,
to.
yeah, because I think it was like in the note when they were talking and they were like, oh, like you and your Prince Charming.
Yeah.
And so they were like expecting like a prince, like the traditional prince guy.
And like her to be human and not an ogre.
Yeah, and so they show up and it's like,
What the fuck just happened?
grab your pitchforks.
It's like Donkey. You ate the princess. Fiona.
The fact that, like, when they're slowly walking and they're like, I don't want to be here, like, it just cuts so beautifully in between the
Honestly,
conversation.
the editing, it there's so many different camera angles. And, like, that's so hard to do animation style.
Especially back in the early 2000s.
Yeah, exactly.
We did not have the technology for
they
that.
ended up doing it. And it was such a good movie.
I love the dinner scene.
The dinner scene.
dinner table
when they
scene?
first get there.
Yeah, when they first having their meeting and it's, like, all this fancy and Shrek is just absolutely like, I'm not supposed to be here.
Yeah, exactly. They're on that long, big round table. No, it's not a round table.
It's like just a long ass
Yeah,
table.
yeah.
With like the eagle that's right behind
Yeah.
Shrek.
Doesn't Shrek like drink like the water that everybody's cleaning
Yeah,
their
like
hands
they're
in?
washing hands water, and then you see like Donkey in the shot also dipping his little hooves in it. Like he fucking knew what to do. And like eating the snails and all this shit in the ark. Oh, I loved it.
It's such a great movie, such a great scene. I also really like when they introduce Fairy Godmother and Prince Charming.
She
and
sings in her first part, and I was
and
like,
they-
here we go.
No,
here we
my
go.
favorite is when they go to the drive-through
Yes.
fast food store or whatever.
Mhm. It's like Big Boys.
I was about, big boy. Oh my gosh! How do you know you're in the Midwest?
They had that little like hand thing, like he's holding the platter of food.
No, it actually was. Yeah,
Yeah, I think it
forgot.
was a
I
play
forgot
on Big
about that.
Boy.
But yeah,
Yeah.
it was a play on Big Boy. I was just gonna be like McDonald's. Or
I
something.
love because it was literally this mafia moment of like, you forced me to do something I really don't want to do, and it was like, oh my god, the king's gonna get murdered, and she's like, the diet is ruined, and like orders fucking fast food.
Yep. And then the toy they get.
Yeah, Prince Charming being like, I want a medieval meal, which is a Happy Meal, and then gets a giant fucking axe.
Hey, I was about to say that sounds like a deal.
I loved it when she was looking at the king and she was like, what do you want? Like, curly fries? Do you want anything? He's like, no, I'm good. Like,
Yeah.
I'm okay.
Freaking Harold.
Yeah. Harold.
Harold.
Harold as a character is also just super intriguing too.
He was really funny.
Because that twist at the end when he was the frog.
He turns into the frog
when he
because
was the
of
frog,
the fairy
'cause that's
godmother.
who he was, yeah.
No.
Nope, it's because she gave him the potion to make him a human at Love's First Kiss.
Oh,
And so that's why when he get
shit.
hit, it took away the magic. It was a reversal of the spell.
Damn, I didn't even think about that.
Look at big thoughts.
Big thoughts.
Maybe if you watch it not drunk,
Yeah, exactly.
you'll catch up. I watched so many videos about it. 'Cause I was like, what is happening in this?
You're watching fan fiction
Well,
art.
because they also talked about, like, do you remember our first date at the lily pads? And he goes,
Yeah.
our first kiss. And you're like, oh my god, you were the fucking frog. Are you kidding me? And then, like,
Princess
ooh,
and the Frog.
you have no right to be mad at an ogre if you're a fucking frog.
I was about to say he'll eat you.
He'll blow you up in a balloon.
Give you as a present. Oh my goodness, and then let go of you and just there's your death.
Somehow they're breathing helium. We're not gonna question it.
No, and then another great character from this movie,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm pretty sure this is his debut, was Antonio Banderas as Puss in Boots.
Puss in Boots. I love that he was the hitman.
He was assassin.
He was the assassin.
He was supposed to kill Shrek,
And then
right?
they're like, what the fuck are you doing wearing boots but no pants?
Okay, Puss in Boots was my favorite character.
I like
That's
his-
why I think that's why I like this one better,
Mhm.
because Puss in Boots was a fucking badass.
He was awesome.
He was so
Like a
fun.
cat.
Do you remember when they broke into the castle and he did the little nice cat face? That
Yes,
little kitty
when he
face?
does like his little like big kitty eyes, and he's
Yeah.
like, aww,
and then he
just-
kicks the fuck out of him.
That would be my tactic.
I was about to say that just sounds like a regular cat.
That's the
though.
equivalent of like a bombshell, just like pushing up her tits a little bit more, and then like poisoning you when you don't know the
And
difference.
being like, bitch.
It's
I
a
got you.
murder.
No, another thing that was really funny was when Gingy was watching the TV and it was like the cops-esque police chase.
They did,
And that
so
was-
much referencing.
And that was human Shrek at that point, right?
Mm-hmm. Human Shrek.
So why don't we touch on that for a little bit?
Why don't we talk about human
How
Shrek?
do you feel about human Shrek?
Listen.
Listen.
I liked his hair.
Okay.
His outfit was stolen.
Yes.
So like it's not like he's shopping at Saks for that.
Yeah, exactly.
I liked. It was interesting seeing what traits they thought he would keep,
They
like
sort
his
of just
nose
made
shape
him,
and everything.
They sort of just made him look like a younger Mike Myers.
But like as a kid, I was also like, what the fuck is going on?
yeah.
Because I had no attention span, so I was like, oh, he's a human now. Like, okay. And then
It
you
was
bring
like- it-
Prince Charming into it. I'm like, okay.
To me, it was like the equivalent of like handsome Squidward.
yeah.
It was sort of like, you.
Technically, yes.
Technically, yes, you're
Practically,
quote unquote
no.
hotter,
Mhm.
but you're just looking weird as shit.
Yeah, it's like when models are super photoshopped and you're like, yeah, like that's
I know you
attractive,
don't look like
but
that.
you should not
I
look
know
like
you
that.
don't look like
That
that.
ain't real. That's not real life.
Yeah.
I don't know. Out of like, I would rate him out of a 10. I would rate Human Shrek only like a 6.5.
Yeah, I would say I wouldn't even go.
I mean,
would
like
just say
regular
6.
Shrek is also ugly as hell.
Regular 6. Yeah, but he's got the personality.
But now he had the personality and a little bit of looks. I feel bad that Shrek was like, she'll never like. She legit fucking okay. This kind of pissed me off.
Okay.
Shrek being like, I have to be a human because that's
Mhm.
the only way this shit's ever gonna work out. She married you, dumbass. You were an
Because you're-
ogre.
yeah.
She was an ogre. She liked you when she was a human.
Okay,
Get over it.
but I don't think you realize this is what that is very truthful to the men's point of view.
Mm.
We always are like, what the fuck is happening? Is something on? I don't know. Something going on? I don't know. What's happening? I don't know.
Are you telling me that every man in a relationship is just kind of like, ooh, where are we? What's going on?
No, that's.
But they're
I'm
just not
telling
gonna
you.
talk about it.
No, we don't. Guys don't profess their emotions. They don't.
Fight the patriarchy. It's bullshit.
No, it's serious. Like we don't know. I do not know a single guy who, when he feel like, it's a John Mulaney joke I just thought of. His old wife, his ex-wife now.
Mhm.
He was like, I got a Jewish woman, She just tells me what's wrong all the time. And it's just like, what's wrong? My feet hurt. Guys don't do that. We don't ever profess our feelings. What's wrong? Nothing.
I mean, like, I feel like in the first movie, they kind of go over the themes of, like, oh, like, looks, like, don't just judge a book
looks
by
don't
its
matter,
cover.
personality. Yeah.
And the second one, I think they were kind of bringing in circumstance because they were happy. They were honeymooning.
Oh, yeah.
Until the parents came in. And until he had to fucking meet the
in-laws.
parents. Yeah, until, like, he had, like, other things, and then he broke under it. And then, like, he was kind of a dick to Fiona of being like, we're leaving. And she's like, has anybody ever asked what I want? And he's like, sure. Do you want me to pack for you? And I was like, oh my God. But he also had a fucking point when they were like, we care about our daughter. And he's like, so you locked her away in a tower?
Yeah, exactly. Like
dysfunctional AF. Fairy godmother.
She was a legend.
She's amazing.
When,
I love the
that
singing.
solo,
she's a businesswoman.
the solo at the end. Oh my God, she killed it.
When she's like, put it in C minor or something. I love that the grandmother had like a whole L'Oreal cosmetic situation happening in the back with like animal testing and all this shit. And you're like, wow, she's got a monopoly on the market. There's nobody else.
She's got a monopoly.
When they're doing that red carpet walk with Joan Rivers. Like,
yeah, Joan Rivers.
I
forgot
like,
she was in this.
Yeah, they
Big
made
rep.
her look like Joan Rivers too.
Yeah.
Like the blonde hair and everything. But like when the
Big lips.
godmother's walking out and they're like, there she is, the fairy godmother. And I was like, oh my God, celebrity. Like, this is LA. This is literally what they did.
It's like the E channel. I can't get over this. So we were doing research just before this, and I don't know if you remember it, but the ugly stepsister, the one who runs the
unibrow
bar.
and like the gaudy. She was just a drag woman. I think that was like the whole joke is that it was just a man in drag.
Yeah, honestly,
that kind of looked like it because like the fucking eggshell blue eyeshadow, the giant.
And you
want to
know what's even funnier? It was a man who voiced it, and that man was Larry King. He was one of the most legendary interviewers of all time.
Oh yeah.
And they have him as the ugly stepsister.
Can you imagine how that meeting went down?
Yeah.
It's like,
Larry
hey,
Kane, how are you today?
Hey, Larry.
I'm doing good. Well, we brought you in today because we want you to be the ugly stepsister. What the fuck?
You want to be in an animated kids movie? Yeah, sure. What are you? You just a side character. You don't got many lines.
Okay.
Cool. Got a big check, but this is your character.
You're a woman. I know there were the ending scene after Fairy Godmother, spoiler alert, blows into bubbles.
Blows in the bubbles.
Okay, blows up
when
into
she
bubbles.
blows them bubbles.
No, the ending dance scene to where Puss in Boots sings "Livin' la Vida Loca."
Yes.
Absolute
Him and Donkey just
banger.
banging.
Oh my God. That shit
I loved it.
Honestly, I would just watch that movie just for that scene.
It was amazing. And also, and I introduced you to this.
You did.
I hope some people that are listening also had like the same lonely
the DVD.
childhood.
Everybody had
and they had the
DVD.
DVD because I had the whole set.
Big Shrek fan.
I was just lonely. It's fine. But they have the Far, Far Away Idol scene, which is all the animators just went, fuck it, we have free time, and added Simon Cowell into it. And did
animated him.
Yeah, animated him, did an American Idol, and just made all of the characters sing and dance.
And it was hilarious. You just showed me this like 15 minutes ago.
Funny.
I was on the floor.
Because they did songs that matched the characters.
Yeah, exactly. Hooked on a Feeling.
Puss in Boots did These Boots.
Yep. And then the Three Blind Mice.
I can see clearly now.
And I'm sorry, that was the best one out of all of them.
It was amazing.
Fire.
The people that made Shrek, they had fun.
And the thing is, a lot of animated movies from back then had those extra scenes, like the behind the scenes, like quote unquote, like they animated extra stuff. Like they animated the actors or the characters fucking up their lines. Like, I'm sorry, that is unnecessary.
We don't do that nowadays.
But like, I love it.
Let's
I
get
love
rid of
the
these
dedication.
2.5, 3-hour movies.
Yeah.
And we'll just add the cut scenes at the end of like people having fun making the movies.
Yeah, exactly. And I just thought it was so funny how like that, it was sort of a reoccurring thing in animated movies.
I mean, fucking Pixar did it.
Yep.
They did it. Also, Shrek, like on the CD, they had like all of their technical malfunctions that were done during scenes. So like it's like Fiona with no face but eyeballs walking through the scene. Like just like everything that they had to deal with as animators. I was like, that's awesome. Because like also, I think Shrek was one of the first movie franchises that like they actually had to animate water and fire.
Oh, really?
Yeah. They had to like figure how to do that shit because like in the very beginning they had like all those water glasses,
Yep.
and like those are the hardest thing to fucking animate, and they had to do one. And
I
now
did
it's
not
like,
know
well,
that.
now they have millions and millions of dollars to show for it.
To say the least.
Yeah, to make fun of
I
it.
was about to say 200 mil.
I loved it. I mean, like, okay, Prince Charming. How do we feel about Prince Charming?
Man's is fruity. He has the same haircut as you.
Do you notice when in the movie when he's doing like, I walked through blistering winds and scorching deserts, climbed the highest of the tallest towers. When he takes off his helmet, he has a hairnet
Yeah. I remember the
to
hairnet.
make sure those flyaways and lay down. Like, and he's like, he's such a mama's boy, but he was also like blonde and like not ugly looking. I just thought of, you know, when you were talking about how he's fruity,
Mm-hmm.
when he's about to kiss Fiona and she's like,
Mhm.
what's that on your lips? And he's like, chapstick, cherry flavor. And I was like, this man was hella gay. This is the
He's
closet
wearing
gay man.
cherry flavored.
In the later movies, he fucking makes a play. Like, you can't get any more
Come
gay
on,
than that.
Brodowski.
You
If
can't
you're,
go on
if you're in the
Broadway.
theater,
Mm. Already 2 points against you.
2 points.
3 strikes and you're gay.
They really spent a lot of time in the writers' room and
Mhm.
figuring out these characters' backgrounds.
Mhm.
They're like everybody's got backgrounds.
Fiona's motives made sense. Shrek's made sense. They were a man's motives, so questionable.
Donkeys sort of made sense. He just wanted a friend.
Donkey, yeah, he just wanted to get away from his wife that was having like a moody moment, and then
And
he's
then-
like, "I'll come with you."
We completely forgot to talk about the end of the movie when the dragon, like it's the final scene, and he's got like a bunch of donkey dragon babies, and they're all flying
Mhm.
around, and they're donkeys, but they can breathe fire. And I'm like, holy
They were
shit.
ugly as hell.
They were cute. What are you
No,
talking
they were
about?
ugly as hell. A furry dragon? Fuck off.
That looks like a donkey.
Donkey is ugly as hell anyway.
Oh,
You remember that scene when they're like, "What is this hideous beast?" It was in the first one. Lord Farquaad said it, and Shrek was like, "Don't be mean. It's just a donkey." I loved all
This
of it.
movie, it's absolutely iconic.
Mm-hmm.
This is probably the most iconic of the 2000s.
It's a huge fucking franchise.
There's not one person. If you go up to a person that's around the same age as you, not even. If you go to like someone who's like 5 years, my brother, who's
all the
4 years
teens
younger
know
than me.
about it.
I was about to say, you go up and say, "Have you seen Shrek?" 99 out of 100 times, they're gonna be like, "Yes."
Yeah. Great.
It's just a great all-around movie. I highly recommend to go and watch it because you're gonna watch it and you're gonna be like, this movie, it was a good movie. You're watching it, it's nostalgic.
Watch it
And
with
then-
your kids. Watch it with your aunts.
and then the first like joke that Donkey says,
Mhm.
you're just gonna like crack up, and you're just gonna be like, okay, this is gonna be great.
Shrek's relatable. He just wants to be left alone.
He just wants to be left alone in his swamp.
Get out of my swamp,
Get out of my swamp.
donkey.
Donkey.
But yeah, definitely high recommends for Shrek. If you haven't, which we highly doubt.
I
that
can't. If you haven't seen it by now, go culture yourself. You are so uncultured. Watch the movie. It's on Netflix.
Yeah, and if you really want us to talk about the other ones, we'll do it. I'm
Yeah,
not opposed to
I would
watching.
definitely have to watch them again, but well, if the viewers want us to, or listeners, I guess. I said viewers.
If the peepers, the creeps.
If you guys want us to, we'll do another one. Talking about this third and fourth one,
Mhm.
and then also maybe the Christmas specials.
Oh God. Oh God. I liked it, but yeah, I feel like this is a good St. Patty's Day. Maybe get a green beer.
I was about to say I was thinking about bringing some drinks in, but
We'll just relax, get some popcorn,
Get some
have an
popcorn.
earwax candle lit, and just watch Shrek with your friends and family.
and have a great time.
Yeah.
And laugh at Mike Myers and Eddie Murphy.
Well, that's all for our episode. Thank you for listening to our ogrely good time
Oh
here on the
my
podcast.
goodness.
That's so 2000s.
See you guys.
When Donkey and Shrek are talking about, ogres. I can't do a fucking accent. I'm so sorry.
That was funny. as shit.
Ogres can't do
Ogres.
Ogres have layers. That's not an accent.